Okay, the parts of a circle include a diameter, a radius, and a chord. The diameter goes across the entire circle, so from side to side, and it goes through the center, so it has to go through the center of the circle. Radius goes from the center to one point on the circle. It's actually half the diameter. And the chord goes from side to side, but it doesn't have to necessarily go through the center. It can go through the center. The diameter is a special chord, but chords don't necessarily have to go through the center. So a diameter goes through the center from one side to the other. So from one side to the other, going through the center, that would be RQ. So you name that as RQ, or you could put QR and then the line segment over it. Okay, so diameter, you could switch those letters up. I'll put that. It's one or the other answer. The radius, it does matter how you answer. Now the radius goes from the center to one side. So an example of a radius going from the center to just one side would be what we're looking at there. Now when you're naming the radius, you always name the center first. So that's point P, and it goes to point S. And then the chord goes from side to side. Doesn't necessarily have to go through the center. So UT would be an example of that. Or we could call it TU. Okay, if the length of QR is 8 units, so from Q to R, the length is 8. What's the length from P to S? Well, P to S is a radius, and the radius is half the diameter. So they're saying the diameter is 8, and they're saying what is a radius? Well, the radius is half the diameter. So 8 divided by 2, half of 8 is 4. So 4 would be the length. Okay, the next one, a diameter. A diameter includes the center and goes to 2 points, one on either side. So from J to K. A radius goes from the center and just goes to 1 point, so from I to H. And a chord goes from side to side, G to L. Okay, the length of JK, now we just said JK was a diameter, so the diameter is 4. What's the length of IH, which we said was the radius? Well, the radius is half of the diameter, so 4 divided by 2 is 2.